What's so different about AutoLab? Is it our courteous professional service done right the first time? Is it our 12-month, 12,000-mile warranty on parts and labor? Or is it the simple fact that we'll never sell you something you don't need? Sound too good to be true? Come in today and see what makes us so different.
It's really unbelievable still, and still to be able to, with everything that's gone on, and just to make a point, we're gonna hit this hard in different angles. I think what we want to bring up is that Jake and I were talking is that there's so many branches of this tree, and how does it relate into other sports? As far as what cheating and going on. And
it's so funny that you say that because
I got a pretty good take as far as what it would be like in hockey or stuff like that.
You know what? It's funny you said that because I was going to ask you, letting air out of footballs is something that seems so minuscule, much like to a wide receiver wearing stickum on their gloves. What would that be in hockey?
Well, to get
oversized stick.
Well, I think that's the curve on your stick.
Curve on your stick.
I can use an illegal stick, right? I can use a stick that has they moved it from a half-inch to an inch curve you can have on there. Now, the only way I'd get a penalty is if the other team calls it on me, and then I get a 2-minute minor, and I wouldn't be able to use a stick, stuff like that. If I use a stick and scored the goal and it was the end of the game, they can't come to me after the fact.
It's over.
It's over. If they're walking out and my stick's sitting there and somebody looks at it, because don't get it wrong, in the NHL, the trainers have be sneaky and walk by other teams, or in warm-up, you'll be looking at guys' sticks and seeing, because, there's certain different culprits. Like, for example, like a Yarmer Jagger is always been known to have, like, right on the edge illegal stick. Now, what guys do in hockey is they'll use that stick till about 10 minutes left in the third period, then they'll switch it to a legal one because they don't want to get a penalty down the stretch.
Now, Darren, let me ask you this. Using that hypothetical situation, you scored the game-winning goal in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. Wings hoist the cup. You're a hero. They find out you got an illegal stick, and you got to serve. You got to miss the first 10 games of the year.
That's illegal.
Do you,
no,
if it was the case.
Do you care?
I would say no. I'd say, hey, here, have the stick. I'll sign it. We won.
Right.
I'll do what we got to do, but we're drinking out of that cup.
And that's what I don't understand. You got the Super Bowl. Just come up with some type of an agreement and get this thing over with. They can't take away the victory.
Then this comes down to what I think is that, and you made a great point. I was listening on the way in. You made a great point. This is make it or break it for Goodell time to see, like, to step up, or shut up as far as in the eyes of the other owners. Because
that's Rico,
I totally agree with Rico, because he's got to make an example. Now, if he loses one friend to continue to make $46 million a year,
right.
I think he'd be all right with that. But I know he got definitely the heat. Everybody else in the league, and he was getting the heat from the owners. What I don't understand as far as with Brady, because, when he came out in his statement, and he's sticking to his guns, and he wants...
It's insane.
No, but he's going to go through with this, and it just opens up a whole new can. But the whole thing is... are people going to remember this in 5 years? Are they going to care? Is this like an asterisk in baseball?
The longer it drags out, I think they will.
Right there. So long as this keeps going.
First one of the day.
I think once we're playing football, this whole thing is an afterthought.
No.
Once he's playing football.
But if it takes...
Think about Bountygate. Think about over the course of last season and into the postseason, as Bountygate and, Spygate. Spygate is so far from our memory, and that was a huge story, and nobody looks back on Brady and Belichick as this cheating contingent.
I beg to differ. They still remember Spygate.
To add to Rico's point here, and I agree with Rico, will we think about this when games are played? Yes, because every single week we will ask ourselves, is this the week that the federal court hears the case? Does Tom Brady have to miss games in October,
if the thing isn't wrapped up yet?
December?